Got the vert pulled in. Next thing to do with it, got to pull the engine for a head gasket. It's blowing a little bit of smoke. When I pull the plug, cylinder 2 is a little wet. But before I pull the head and everything, I'm going to recheck just to verify that it couldn't be a stuck fuel injector, because I did replace the fuel injectors, but you never know with remans. It's hard to find these new. I don't really know what spec that you can buy. There's no OEM ones. So it's not like the 300. Let her thaw out a little bit. Still got a little snow. I got a 5-speed swapper. Got this. And what is it? Can't really even see it right now. But those are the only spots of rust on this thing. I have to clean it up a little bit to know for sure. 112,000 original miles. Rebuilt title. Had a minor front end accident. It was all replaced. The only thing about this is it has been single jingle swapped for whoever. I guess I know why the guy did it. You can't really blame him. He had no money in the parts car, so he swapped it all over. I think the dual blew up. Yeah, I wish I had that spare block though, at least. Yeah, looks a little crummy, but definitely could use some love. Current update on the vert. Motor's out. It's been a while. Kind of time got away from me. Didn't have much room, so I had to make room. Got the old single jingle out. And she's going back in. About to clean her up a little bit. Pull the head off. Check out the gasket. Maybe see if potentially that's not it. But I don't know. It definitely needs a good cleaning. Ordered an EGR block off kit. So I was actually surprised how easy this came out. I can never get them out on the 300s. Got her nearly torn down. Ordered a gasket kit. A 5-speed conversion harness for a convertible. Also a single cam. Not sure if they're different, but the site told me to specify. New water pump, clutch, all that jazz on the way. Gonna pull the trans out and start cleaning it up here shortly. Well, since I have to wait on the rest of that. They pull the head off, check. I was told this was rebuilt, and honestly, by the look of it, I have to say they were not lying, which is fairly rare. Safe to say I'm pretty excited though. Got a whole lot of cleaning to do on this bad boy. I really don't know how I feel about the red. I may change it. I think black would suit it a lot better. But we're not in luck. That's all I gotta say. We're not in luck. Where's my light at? I'm gonna show you why. I just tore this whole thing down, thinking, hey, just gonna change the head gasket. Let's get her going, throw her back in. So cylinder 2 is my issue. And as you can see, I don't even have to try to get very precise with it. You can definitely tell that that is gouged to crap. It looks like the ring did it, but then again, what do I know? It's just what it looks like. Doesn't look very centered in block either. So rip me. Perfect. What do you expect? I mean, it's never going to be too easy, right? But shout out to Mike Caps of Indiana 240. He's about to hook a brother up. Got a short block he used to have in his car. And hopefully, by the time the parts come in, we can get this thing banged out and done. On a good note, it does look refinished, rebuilt. Everything appears to have been touched. I'm sure this isn't a 190,000 mile motor. I guarantee it wouldn't look like this.
Where you at?
Oh no, only got 18%. Gotta love the cold. And speaking of, that's why I haven't recorded as much. It's kind of hard to sit your GoPro down and record video while you're working when it just shuts off randomly after like 30 seconds, which is kind of whack. So I gotta hold it, keep it warm in my pocket so I can even record when I want to. This is where we're at currently. Got this new block torn down. I was just going to leave it at the short block, but there was an absolutely absurd amount of RTV everywhere. And I mean, I've got exactly what I'm talking about. Camera keeps freaking dying. But I got a whole gasket kit, so there's no reason for me not to take it off and do the whole thing. But I'll update accordingly since I can't record anything. I'm about to take the oil pan off. I just took the front cover, timing chain, sprocket, guides off. I'm going to clean all the RTV up and get it ready to start reassembling. As you can tell, RTV City with this dude. I took a ton of it off. It was absolutely mashed out everywhere. This was before I even took the cover off. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeehaw, we finally got her back together. A few couple little things I gotta still take care of, like this mess. Like, sheesh, that was horrible. Gotta get rid of all these vacuum lines. I'm not gonna delete this actuator solenoid with the butterfly valve just because it's going to be way more of a headache than anything. But yeah, once you get rid of all of these, there's literally like no vacuum lines anymore. The reason why I need to delete it is this right here. As you can see, this nipple is broke, and so is this. Instead of fixing it, I'd rather just remove it. So I guess it still works off a vacuum without the solenoids. So that would be this guy right here. Just have to reroute that, which I believe that goes to the manifold. But no, I'll figure all that out afterwards. I'm not too worried about that right now. These are actually, you're able to work on these while they're in the car. They're not like the Z32 where you're just like, pull it, it makes everything easier. But yeah, I don't know, I've got so much crap to do that I feel like I'm walking in circles all the time. Needs recons. I goofed up on it. And the tensioner is like extra 2mm gap. This is probably just going to be a new style in a build because, well, I want to keep this motor and may as well refresh her so I can use her for myself. And I've got so much junk. Got this engine, got one bad head gasket. I did two and didn't do one right, which I have a feeling why. And I've still got this bad boy for pieces. You can't even see, I've got a block down here totally stripped down, missing a couple pistons that I actually want to take out so I can try to build one. But so far this is where we're at for right now. I don't even know what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to pull the 5-speed for the 240 out that I got from a junkyard. It was half submerged in water and half of it's pretty much seized together. There's like a quarter turn of rotation that you can get out of it by turning the input and output shafts, but definitely not enough to work. But that's probably what's next, because that's really what's keeping me from pulling the 240 in and getting everything back together. Time to get the junkyard transmission torn back open and get it pulled out up here on the desk so we can clean it up and get it functioning. When I got it from the junkyard, it was half submerged in water. Ooh. I've already opened it, but that's all the movement I've got. A couple gears are seized up. So I'm gonna grab some of my used MT90, Redline MT90, and I'm going to try to clean them up and free them up. Hopefully I can soak it in something and use it, especially considering the amount of money I paid for it. Oh, we got her apart. Does not look bad in here at all because I've cleaned it previously about a year ago when I originally got it. But I was afraid that I was going to hurt the gears for using whatever to clean it. But really, I just don't give a crap anymore because it can't hurt it that bad. But there's only like, I don't know, maybe 8-10 bolts here on the belt, that bolts the bell housing to the gearbox. They're 12 mil. There were, what I believe, 6 12 mils holding the shifter on, and 6 holding this on, which this gives more of an accurate representation of what transmission looked like. It was ghastly. Like, what even is all that crap? Ugh. Whatever. Give her a clean with some old fluid and see how it turns out. Currently, this is all the movement that I have. So, that's a rip. And it shouldn't be in gear. No. I don't even think I could shift it, to be honest. If I ever mention how disgusting manual transmission fluid is, this stuff just gets everywhere. You cannot get around it in any way, shape, or form. But the transmission or the gears look substantially better. I mean, yeah, you can see a little bit of rust. But man, this thing looked rough. But I did get it freed up, at least in neutral. I'm afraid to just throw it back together and see if I can drive it in gear in third, I believe. no fourth, it spins freely each way. Third, it does like quarter of a rotation, and the other gears do not do much of anything. So, oops. We'll see. I don't really know how to take these apart properly and put them back together, so I mean all the gears and such, but I can do the casing. I don't know, I just don't want to get myself in trouble with this. It's already a $200 investment of a junkyard car, so man, I'm just ready to get this thing done. I tell you what.